Brilliance Audio presents Look for Me by Lisa Gardner, performed by Kirsten Potter. Perfect fall day. That was the problem. Boston Sergeant Detective Dee Warren knew from past experience that perfect days were never to be trusted. And yet, with her 5-year-old son Jack giggling excitedly as he pulled on his sweatshirt, and her crime scene expert husband Alex all smiles as he dug out an LL Bean canvas bag from their closet, it was hard not to get into the spirit of things. Apple picking. One of those crazy domestic things other families did, and now she and her family would do. Apple picking, first thing this bright, crisp morning, to be followed by a long-awaited visit to the Humane Society. Dog, with a capital D. Jack had been begging for one since he could talk. In the past 6 months, Alex had suddenly taken his side. Pets are good for kids, he'd explained patiently to Dee. They teach responsibility. We're never home. How responsible can we be if we're never home? Correction. You are never home. Jack and I, on the other hand... Low blow, Dee had thought at the time, though the truth was often like that. So, Project Dog, for her over-the-moon, beautiful little boy, and her quite charming and still-had-the-moves husband. Fine print? They all had to agree on the mutt in question. Personally, Dee had no interest in a cute, squirmy puppy that would eat everything in sight. A mature, solemn-eyed pit bull, however? She admired their loyalty and fierce spirit. A female pit bull, 2 to 3 years of age, she'd already decided. Young enough to play with Jack and bond with the family, old enough to understand her immediate responsibilities to serve and protect. Dee pictured herself and this theoretical pit bull reaching a silent agreement on how to guard the boy at all times. Perfect fall day. Apple picking to be followed by dog adoption, to be followed by complete madness and mayhem, which was about exactly right for a family with a 5-year-old. Meaning she'd no sooner reached for her favorite caramel-colored leather jacket than her BPD-issued cell phone sounded. Then her personal one. She glanced at her department issue first, then her private mobile. She caught herself. Shrimp! Jack stilled in their tiny foyer, lower lip already jutting out mutinously. Alex's look was more sympathetic. Red ball, she mouthed to him, the text on her professional phone. Homicide speak for all hands on deck, as in whatever bad thing had happened at the address already being transmitted to her cell required every single Boston homicide detective in immediate attendance. In this day and age, her first thought was terrorism. Her one-time squad mate, and now reporting detective Phil, however, had sent a corresponding text to her personal phone, a note of warning and empathy from one parent to another. Domestic, he'd typed, then, more pertinently, kids. Perfect fall day. She should have known better.